Hi, welcome back. In this video, we will going to edit your first video. Don't you worry because I will guide you step by step on how to do it. So just to give you an overview what's going to happen, we're going to edit a simple video. We will going to save a new version of the project file that I provided to you. And we will going to reset the workspace to editing or default configuration to make sure that your Adobe Premiere Pro main screen, it looks like the same screen that we have. And lastly, we will going to add clip to our timeline, and we're going to get that clip on the project panel. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. First up, we need to find the project file that I provided to you on this lesson. If you don't have the lesson file, please watch the video how to download the lesson file. So once you downloaded the lesson file, all you have to do is to open the folder. So open the folder where you save the lesson file. So in my case, I save it on the desktop. Lesson file. So we need to open this lesson file. And then you will see this lesson 01. And you will see this lesson 01 Premiere Pro project file. All we have to do is to double click to open the Premiere Pro project file. Now we are inside of the Adobe Premiere Pro. So this is the project file that's currently open. So since we're going to make some changes on the project file, we will going to save a separate new version of this project file. So to do that, all we have to do is to go to File at the top, click on Save As, and then we will going to rename this project file Lesson 01 Editing. Hit enter or save. And now we already have our new version of Premiere Pro project file. All right, let's proceed to the next step. To make sure that we are on the same page and we have the same workspace configuration, let's use the editing workspace. So to do that, hover your mouse at the top of the application. Let's look for the word editing. Let's click on editing. So in my case, it's already on the editing workspace. All right. Now, just in case that you cannot find the workspaces at the top of the application, to unhide it or to view the workspace, all you have to do is to click on Window at the top and then click on Workspaces and then scroll down and choose Editing. Now we are on the editing workspace. To be sure that we are really on the same page or same workspace, we will going to reset this editing workspace to its default workspace setup. To do that, all we have to do is to click on Window, Workspaces, and click on Reset to save layout. There we go. Now that we have the same workspace in Premiere Pro, let's go ahead and edit your first video. First, let's go to our timeline. Now, the timeline is located here at the bottom right corner. This is the long one, and this is the timeline. So the timeline says Sequence 02. The first thing that we need to do is to rename our timeline. So the name of our timeline right now is Sequence 02. So in order to rename this Sequence 02, we need to go to the project panel, and then let's find that sequence. So now we found the Sequence 02 on project panel. Right click on the name and then click on rename to rename the sequence. In this project, please rename the Sequence 02 to Nature Montage. And hit enter. All right, now you do it. So go to project panel and then rename Sequence 2 to Nature Montage. Alright, so here in our timeline, we have here a blue playhead here so that you can play the timeline. So this is our program monitor where you can see all of the video that you play in the timeline. So actually you can start anywhere on the timeline by clicking on it to view a particular video on the timeline. So in this example, we're going to drag this blue icon, this blue playhead, to the very first part of the screen. So to play the video on the timeline, we can drag this blue icon here. You can drag it in the very first part of the timeline, and then once you hit space on the keyboard, it will play your timeline, and then you can see the preview on your program monitor. All right, so if you don't want to press your space bar to play the video, you can manually go to program monitor and then click on the play button here, and then you will play the video as well on the timeline and on the program monitor too. You can also drag this blue icon, this blue playhead, on the program monitor too, and then it will reflect the program monitor blue playhead here, and on the timeline it will be the same. Alright, now that we know how to play the video on our timeline, let's go ahead and add our video to our timeline. So to add a video, we just need to go to our project panel, and since I already added some video inside of the assets folder, we'll go inside of the assets folder. So we go to assets folder, we double click to open the folder. So we have 3 folders in here. We have video, photo, and audio. So for this example, we're going to click on video, just double click. Then you will see all of the videos that was added on this folder. Now, I already added this video. It's already edited and I already added it on the timeline. But for this example, in this exercise, you will going to add the video again to the timeline. Let's go ahead and drag this 001 sunset.mp4 to our timeline. Just to be sure that we are on the same page, please click on the icon on the lower left corner of the project panel to make sure that you are on the icon view. So if you click on the list view, it will look like this. It's like a list of the names. So to have a better view of our videos, please click on icon view. So once you're on the icon view, please drag the 001 sunset to our timeline. So by doing that, so left click, drag, and then move it to the timeline. Let's move it at the end of the timeline and then just drag it slowly and then release the video. Now you successfully added this video to your timeline. So if we drag this playhead and then we put in here and we hit our space bar, it will play the video that you just added. Alright, good job, you successfully added video on your timeline. Alright, once you click on space, it will stop the video. Alright, now, so yes, go on. So drag any video here that you want to add to your timeline. Alright, so in this example, I'm gonna add the 002 hawk on that timeline, just dragging it again here and then snap it here and then release the mouse, and then you will be added the second video. Now if I want to add another video, I'm gonna drag this too. Make sure that you're dragging the picture or the thumbnail, not the name. Alright, make sure the thumbnail and then drag it over to the timeline to add the video. Right, and then you can do it with all other video that you want. Say for example, I want to add a 005 and then you drag it over to the timeline. There you go. And you do it to 006, the girl, and you add it on the timeline. And there you go. So if you drag this playhead and you hit spacebar, it will play the video that you just added. Alright, so the next one that you added is here. Alright, we hit the spacebar. Well, congratulations, you just edited your first video. Now you know how to add video from the project panel to your timeline. Now, just an important note, if you want to go back to your project folder, just click on this icon and then you will go back to the folder video in this folder, and to go back another step, click it again and then you will see here. Now, just an important note that you cannot add this sequence to your timeline because this is your sequence, this is your timeline. All right, you can only add assets, video, photo, and audio to your timeline, but a sequence you cannot add it. All right, so sequence and your assets or your project files, video and clips, it's on the same folder in the project panel. So you have your sequence and your assets. All right, to save our video, all we have to do is to click on File at the top and then click on Save. All right. Well, congratulations on editing your first video, and see you in the next one.